When you Google, do Christians believe in, your number one question is, do Christians believe in dinosaurs? Is there a bunch of Christians going around that I don't know about telling people that we don't believe in dinosaurs? I mean, I think the evidence is pretty substantial that dinosaurs existed. I mean, we've got bones that we have turned into skeletons. We've got archaeological digs. We've even got DNA at this point. I think it's pretty conclusive that we have dinosaurs. I don't even know if it's really a believed thing. I mean, it's pretty much fact at this point. You know, like there's a sun in the sky and we live on Earth. We have seasons. It's just one of those things. We know they existed. So, do Christians believe in dinosaurs? Well, this guy does. And so does pretty much every other Christian I've ever met. Matter of fact, I've never met a Christian that doesn't believe in dinosaurs. If you like this, I'm going to answer your most typical questions that is probably being associated with this question. So if you like this kind of information, then please hit the subscribe button, the like button, leave a comment. But most importantly of all, pray for this channel and share this channel. All right, so let's get to it. The first main question, and there are three that have to do with Christians and dinosaurs. The first one is basically your young Earth versus your old Earth. So it's kind of split at this point. I am a young Earth Christian. I believe God created it. I believe what the Bible says is true. If you watch some of my earlier videos, you can see that. There are many people that do actual research on this topic, so you can actually find pretty substantial and good arguments for it. Whether you choose to believe them or not is up to you. I do know there are some Christians that believe that the 6-day creation cycle, I say 6 because 7th was a rest day, the 6-day creation cycle was just for man to understand, and that it took millions of years for those days to take place. I don't personally believe that. I go with what the Bible says. I try not to be smarter or read into God in that kind of fashion. All right. So that's your first basic question, young Earth versus new Earth, because that's where a lot of people claim that dinosaurs are millions of years old, which takes us into our second question. Evolution. Most people wonder, well, what did the dinosaurs evolve into? Were they destroyed by an asteroid? They just don't see how it can work. Some science is saying. Now, I'm going to caution you guys. This is my opinion. Okay? It's the theory. It's not opinion. This is what it is. It's the theory of evolution, not the law of evolution. If it's a theory, it means it's still unproven. Now, lots of evidence can be presented for it, and I get that there is numerous evidence, okay? But there's also just as much evidence to say that they were wiped out in a flood. There's actually a tremendous amount of evidence to say that they actually were with men and walked the earth the same time as man. But there are more and more channels that go way in depth on these particular theories. Answers in Genesis is a good one. Ken Ham and his Ark experience is also a really good one. There are a few others too. I personally do not believe in evolution. I do believe that adaptation can take place. And I do believe there is evidence to show that adaptation over time has taken place, but not actually animals evolving. And that leaves us into the third question that is more associated with what do Christians believe when it comes to dinosaurs, which is, are dinosaurs in the Bible and Noah's Ark? Now, again, there are people that give lectures on this kind of thing and discuss this thing way more in depth. I'm just trying to give you my opinion and what a lot of the Christians I know believe as well. One, there is certainly amount of evidence to say that they were possibly described in the Bible. Now, keep in mind, the word dinosaur didn't come around to the 1800s. And I think it means like giant lizard or terrible lizard, something like that. But you're not going to find the word dinosaur in the Bible because it's too new of a word. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that some of the things that are described. Job 40, 15 through 24 goes quite in depth on a description of what's called behemoth. And to a certain extent, if you read it, it does sound very similar to that of a dinosaur, perhaps a brontosaurus or something like that. It talks about how big its tail was and how strong its muscles and legs are. The second one is in Job 41, 1 through 34, where it talks about Leviathan, a sea creature of immense strength and power. Okay, and we know there were many sea creatures that were just huge and could wreak havoc. So I do believe the Bible does talk about it to some extent. A lot of people think, well, how could the dinosaurs have possibly gotten onto Noah's Ark? Well, again, channels that cover this more in depth, but loosely, you're not taking full-grown dinosaurs. Nothing says he didn't take eggs. I don't know. But eggs are very young dinosaurs that weren't fully mature. Okay? That way you have much, much more room on the ark and a full ability to breed. Also, something else to go with that is there was very clearly a population explosion, according to the Bible, especially for the entire population to go from Noah's Ark to where we are today, which means food before major agriculture had to be plentiful. Dinosaurs would make a very plentiful food source for tribes. Now, that's my opinion. I know it is shared by some, but I'm not trying to give a full in-depth detail on each of these answers. Just let you know what this Christian, and the Christians he is around believe. Look, I think there's more than ample evidence to believe that dinosaurs existed. If you find somebody that says they are Christian and they don't believe that dinosaurs existed, you might be wanting to question a little bit more about their mental stability than whether or not they just believe dinosaurs existed. Okay? They existed. I think that's pretty well proven. But hey, again, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time on A Deeper Christian Experience. Bye.